Steve Guttenberg here, and sometimes I wonder, what are you guys talking about when it comes to snake oil? Snake oil seems to be anything that you don't like, or you find suspicious, or doesn't make sense to you, or is too expensive. But I got a room full of audiophiles here. I'm at an audiophile meeting in Brooklyn, and I went around and asked guys, give me their impressions. What is snake oil to you, and what is it not? And it's good to see people face to face saying what snake oil is and isn't. Let's hear what they have to say.
Hi, my name is Michael, and I used to think that cables was snake oil. That was a lot of hype and nothing really behind it. But I've been converted, and especially with interconnects. I switched a bunch of different ones made of some of copper, some of silver, and to my ears, definitely a difference. And I settled on, in my case, silver interconnects. I also heard slight differences with power cords, which is something I didn't think was the case early on. As far as snake oil, well, those feet sometimes and those little black weights that they put on different parts of amplifiers and preamps and on the back plate and stuff like that, that has yet to convince me.
My name is David, and Steve's question is, snake oil, does it make a difference? I think it does make a difference. I think most things make a difference. Our classic snake oil exhibition we did for a bunch of people was at Sid Mark's house from Absolute Sound. We put a watermelon, don't laugh, on top of his speakers, and it changed the sound. We took the watermelons off the top of the speakers, the sound went back to what it was. So is that snake oil? Is that vegetarianism? I don't know what it is. I will tell you that I believe that there are a difference in cables. I think there are a difference in interconnects. But the difference between difference and better, improved and not necessarily improved, I don't think you can ever decide. Plus, it's an individual thing to the listener, as an individual thing to the equipment that you're using. I think it's very difficult to determine accurately whether anything is better or different.
Hi, I'm Joe. You may recognize me from Steve Guttenberg's Rhon video and the Machine Shop video. I was asked what I think is snake oil in high-end audio, and to me it's the outrageous expense in some of the interconnects and speaker wire. I don't see any purpose to a lot of the wiring that's out there. As long as it's a proper diameter conductor and it's insulated properly and it fits the amount of power you're using, I don't see a lot of advantages other than shielding, possibly if you live in an area where there's lots of RFI and digital interference. But to me, that's the biggest snake oil thing in audio. As far as what do I think isn't snake oil, today with the modern digital age, everybody's going to servers and all kinds of digital streaming services and all that. My experiences with really good vinyl, I have to emphasize really good, properly set up vinyl.
Turntable.
Well, if it's properly recorded in analog, there's no way that a digital is actually going to sound better. If everything is proper, the analog will destroy the digital copy of it. That's been my experience. That's what I think is and is not snake oil. Okay? Bye. Thank you.
All right. My name is Daniel, and what I think is snake oil are speaker cables and interconnects. But what I don't think is snake oil are DACs, external DACs, because I had an Oppo UDP 205, which had an internal DAC, and I had that for a year, listened to music, loved it. Then a year later, I bought a PS Audio Direct Stream DAC and Direct Stream memory player, and once I played that and let it broke in, I was completely blown away, and that is proof that it is not snake oil. And my wife heard it as well, and she could tell the difference between the Oppo and the PS Audio. So that's not snake oil.
Hi, my name is Stan, and whatever I don't like or can't afford is snake oil.
Hi, I'm Wayne, and I think it's all snake oil. And the reason why is years ago, I used to keep up with the latest equipment and buy and sell and try this and try that. And then somebody suggested and brought me to Carnegie Hall. And I went to Carnegie Hall the first time, and I thought, this is completely different than I've heard in any room anywhere. So I bought more tickets, and as of 1984, I have subscribed to at least 3 different series to Carnegie Hall. I go to New Jersey PAC, I go to Morris County PAC, I go to the Philadelphia Academy of Music, and I don't spend any money at all on equipment anymore. I spend it all on tickets. And the best systems that I've heard, which doesn't include mine, are maybe 30% of what is real. When you sit in Carnegie Hall, you sit in New Jersey PAC or wherever, it's a whole different experience. It's atmospheric, and invariably at the beginning of every season, I sit for the first concert and shivers go through me because it's so good. So I don't buy any equipment anymore, and it's all snake oil.
Hi, I'm Jonathan. I've heard many different cables and many different systems, and they do make a difference. There's only one problem. They make some records sound better and other records sound worse. So you would practically need a different set of cables for each record, which is why I stick to cables that are pretty good.
My name's Gary, and one thing that I believe is makes a good difference are good Ethernet cables, and most people, especially
Ethernet cable?
Ethernet cables.
Okay.
Yeah, Ethernet cables.
Okay.
Most people, especially computer science people, which I was a computer science person when I was younger, will tell you that it's bullshit. And but I think that noise rejection on Ethernet cables is important, and so better Ethernet cables have better noise rejection and makes a difference. On the other hand, when I was younger and more willing to try snake oil, I had a green pen for my CDs, which I was very, very conscientious in applying to both the outside and the inside circle. And did I hear a difference? I can't tell you anymore because I'm embarrassed. But that was my only snake oil. At this point, I will try a lot of things, and mostly I hear some good improvement on good cables, even Ethernet cables. Take it from there.
Hi, my name is Danko, and this is my take on snake oil. I think now that most of the snake oil is normalized in high-end audio. Basically, for most people, all high-end audio became snake oil. In the beginning,
All high-end audio.
whole high-end audio. So in the beginning, when the expensive speaker cables and expensive components started appearing, it seemed like snake oil in the beginning, but gradually through the decades, basically became normalized as an expensive equipment. So now if you ask me specifically, I think almost anything can make a sound difference, but how much of a sound difference is it worth to you? That's the biggest question. So let's say people are using Cat 5 cables, Cat 6 cables, and the USB expensive cables. Do they make a sound difference? Probably. But is it enough to justify it? I'm not sure. So cable lifters, it's also one suspicious component. Then you have a bunch of manufacturers who started making speakers, and boom, they put 30,000 price tag on it, like a garage manufacturers, and right away big price tag. So that was basically driving the high-end audio components into high price brackets, and this perception to the public that it's so out of touch and unaffordable, and in general you can call it snake oil. But I can't really accuse any specific component as being fake, because probably it all makes a difference, just how much is the question. So that's briefly my take.
Hi, I'm Mark Block. I do think some audiophile products are snake oil, little dots you put on the wall, little resonant bowls that you spread around the room. I don't think this stuff is actually helping your system. Cable lifters, probably not, but I have an open mind. Some cables I've heard make a difference between my phono stage and line stage. Other cables, I don't hear a difference at all. So I'm just open-minded about it.
Hi, my name is Dave. I feel about cables that if I can hear a difference between two cables, at least one of them is distorting. And since most cables sound different from each other, most of them must be distorting, if not all of them.
Okay.
In terms of tweaks that work, the Tice clock did make an extremely minor difference. Whether it was worth the price that George charged for it, I don't know, but it did actually make an effect, very slight one. Okay. That's it.
Hi, my name is Rhon, and I've been hearing a lot of controversy about exotic fuses. And based on a recommendation from one of the members of the audio club, I bought a pair of Shonata fuses, the blue fuses, and I tried them out, and I have very mixed reaction to them. I think that they sound kind of phasey. They do something to the sound, most definitely. I'm not sure at this point whether it's good or bad. I was told that they're directional and I should turn them over. I was told that they need time to burn in. The man I bought them from told me they definitely work because it's the last few inches that count. And they have exotic material in them, graphene. It could be snake oil, but like many things, I think that if it works for you, then it's valid.
Okay, so now it's your turn. What is and what isn't snake oil? It's all very, very, very subjective, and I want to hear where you stand. Leave a comment below. My name's Steve Guttenberg. This is the Audiophiliac Daily Show. Coming up right now, 5 days a week. If you dig it, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. You can also, if you want, follow me on Twitter at AudiophiliacMan, on Instagram at steve.guttenberg. But while you're here, check out some more stuff. Look at more of my videos, please. You can find playlists for speaker reviews and headphone reviews and music reviews and electronics reviews. There's playlists for interviews. Tons of stuff to see. And I think that's it. My work here is at last complete. Thank you so much for watching. And I really hope to see you back here again very, very soon. Bye-bye.